got a 5-year age difference from Quillin and Love. You know, you got a 6'1", 6 foot, they're almost around the same size. You know, came in a pound heavier. Love did. You know, you got a 71-inch, you know, Quillin, and then also Love has a 75.5-inch reach. You know, that's going to help him in this fight. You know, it's going to be an exciting one.
Ray Flores.
From Long Island, New York. Premier Boxing Champions now features 10 rounds in the super middleweight division. It's all brought to you by DeBella Entertainment, TGB Promotions, in association with Mayweather Promotions. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He comes in wearing the black and the gold. His professional record stands at 24 wins, 13 of those coming by way of knockout against 1 loss and 1 bout even. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada by way of Inkster, Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jay Leon Love. And across the ring, his adversary fighting out of the blue corner. He comes in wearing the gold with the silver trim. His professional record, an excellent one. 33 wins, 23 of those coming by way of knockout against 1 loss and 1 bout even. Fighting out of Brooklyn, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former champion, Peter Kid Chocolate Quillin.
Let's go, fellas.
Peter Quillin, the long layoff. Everyone's been wondering,
Let's go.
He's such a popular fighter, such a fan-friendly fighter. Where has he been? And it's really a conversation about
All right,
what
fellas,
happens
moving
with
over the rules in the
real-life
dressing room.
attacks.
Expect you to obey my commands at all times. Keep the bout clean. Touch him up. Touch him up. Touch him up.
It's the classic story. It's the step-up fight. It's the fight that this young man, Jay Leon Love, has been waiting for against a former world champion to make his mark. Maybe it's where we are in boxing now. At 24-1, everyone says, show me more. Jay Leon Love finally gets his chance tonight.
Yeah, this is his shot to show against a former world champion, you know, that he can fight with that upper echelon, you know, class.
Peter Quillin coming off that loss to Daniel Jacobs. He's only fought once since then, and that's in the last 32 months.
Yeah, so he's been out for a minute there, so, you know, he's going to shake a little of that ring rust off. Jay Leon Love had a fight not that long ago, you know, win. You know, so he's on his game right now. He's hot, you know, he has no ring rust, so he's doing what he needs to do to work his way up to the top.
Peter Quillin changed trainers a couple of times. He was with Virgil Hunter in California, and as everybody else in the world does, speaks endlessly about the merit of Virgil Hunter, the trainer, Virgil Hunter, the man, and his effect on his life. But he was separated from his family. 3,000 miles was just too much. Eventually, you have to make a decision. And Peter Quillin decided, I need to do my work at home, to be around my kids, to be around my wife.
Well, that's one of the things is you want to be comfortable where you train, but also too, you got to have that little bit of sacrifice. You know, what keeps you hungry, because you know you're making that sacrifice for your family, your wife, your kids, and you know, this is how you put food on the table. So. You know, you got to make a little bit of a sacrifice. You know, some guys train better at home. Some train when they leave to training camp. It all depends on the fighter, and we're going to see tonight.
Jordan's got more.
Speak with Peter Quillin's trainer yesterday, Sosa, and this is actually their first fight together. And they said for this camp they really needed to work on footwork, because Peter's usually pretty flat-footed and heavy with his feet. So they worked on that and having slick movement. So we'll see if he'll implement that tonight. Sean?
Jordan, Peter Quillin was really wrestling with it. I think he wrestled with the fickle nature of fans who are, you know, when he's 33-0 or 32-0, everybody's behind him, and then people, it's just the nature of the game. You talk more about the one loss than the 33 wins. And he was at a point in his life, 33, 34 years old, where he had to decide. told me yesterday, my job is to put him in that place to make him wonder how much he still wants it.
I think that was a great move for Peter Quillin to go with Sosa. You know, Sosa has a great stable. You know, he's a trainer coming up really highly. You know, he has a young man named, they call him Little B-Hop, who's a tremendous fighter. You know, he has a lot of talent in his gym, and, you know, knowing that he's going into Sosa's gym and training and doing his thing, you know, working on his footwork and stuff like that, you know he needs some work.
I've been boxing for a little while. One thing I know Robert, you spoke on it before, boxing takes a lot of sacrifices. He's been off for 2 years. He's come back finally. He's finally ready to make those sacrifices. Still working out for him.
Biggest fight in the life of J. Leon Love, stepping up to face the former world champion, Sean Grande, Robert Guerrero over there, Sean Porter. It's the classic. It's the former world champion and the guy that needs this fight, that crossroads fight. Sean, what is going through the mind of J. Leon Love as he steps into the biggest fight in his life?
J. Leon said in order to beat Kid Chocolate, I need to make him a one-handed fighter. He knows Chocolate has a big overhand right, big straight right hand. He's trying to take that from him to win the fight.
The inimitable, the great Theo Chambers, his longtime trainer. Remember, J. Leon Love traces all the way back to the legendary Bronx Gym in Detroit. And we talked about the maturity of J. Leon Love, how you could see both in and out of the ring the difference between a 25-year-old fighter and the 30-year-old fighter he is now. So we know what J. Leon Love wants to do. How, guys, do you make Peter Quillin a one-handed fighter?
Well, you do what J. Leon's been doing. He's basically just kind of pumping his jab hand. He's not really throwing it. He's changing his levels. He's squatting up and down, up and down. He's moving left and right. He's doing everything he needs to do to make a fighter second guess throwing that big right hand that Kid Chocolate had.
Peter Quillin will use that right hand to set up what, for a long time, was the biggest left hook in that division.
And a good combination on the ropes right here as well. Kid Chocolate. What I like about Chocolate so far is he looks calm, he looks comfortable.
Peter Quillin has an issue here. He thought,
I think he might be too comfortable.
Danny Schiavone, he thought for a second he just had more interest in his conversation with the referee Danny Schiavone than he did with J. Leon Love.
Yeah, Quillin looks a little too
Yeah, there's an issue here. There's something going on.
He's talking. They're talking. They're talking. And I'm not mad at it.
I think the corner's getting into Quillin's head. You know, he needs to go out there and just do his job and go to work.
Good job right there by J. Leon. J. Leon said that that's the key to this fight is also using his jab.
You know, the corner's doing a great job of J. Leon Love, you know, by saying stuff, you know, it's kind of distracting Quillin.
Robert, how aware are you of things that are coming from the other corner?
You know, the focus is so on, you know, when you're in there, you want to focus on just doing what you got to do.
That's kind of what I'm getting at. When you
execute your game plan. Execute your game plan and do what you got to do. Listen to your instruction in your corner and not pay attention to what they're saying. That's a distraction there. And if you've seen Quillin, you know, turning towards the corner and talking to them, you know, he's not focused on what J. Leon Love's going to do.
Ref said that punch was low and also a headbutt right there as well.
Collision of heads ended J. Leon Love's fight with A.B. Hahn. It was just a nasty cut opened on the forehead of A.B. Hahn when they collided.
You know, maybe Love's corner kind of realized that, you know, Quillin has a little issues with, you know, when there's bad things said about him. So, you know, they're probably speaking up in the corner trying to distract him.
My dad is notorious for that. You're lucky you never fought me. My dad would have been all over you.
My dad's the same way, too.
Yeah.
Heating up inside the ring, heating up in the corners as well. Spending a lot of time with J. Leon Love yesterday. Talked to him extensively about that man. And what's most interesting, as J. Leon Love has been a part of Floyd Mayweather's gym, his entire organization for years, was, again, part of the maturity of J. Leon Love, saying as much as he loves Floyd, respects him, appreciates everything, he wants what Floyd has for himself, and that's a sign he's no longer affected like a younger fighter is by all the glitz and glamour that comes with that.
Yeah, and not exactly paraphrasing what he said verbatim, but basically, I gotta get mine.
Something like that.
see it here. You know, he made a move back home to get his mind right, to get his body right, and get ready for this fight. And right now, through 3 rounds, I think he's winning the fight.
Don't forget, later on tonight, we'll see Floyd's 49th opponent, Andre Berto, in the main event. Kevin Alexander, good combination from Quillin.
Quillin's strong, and you can see it.
There's that left hook. Leon says no, you know what that means.
Yeah, we always knew that about Peter Quillin, but we can see it. Every time he throws a punch and it even touches Jay Leon ends up backing up or against the ropes, something like that. Peter came into the ring really strong tonight.
Jay Leon loves doing a good spot, doing a good job on picking his spots. You know, working his jab, moving in and out. You know, anytime he gets in, he throws his little exchanges and gets out.
We talked to Theo Chambers about it yesterday. You're not going to get a lot of what he calls pity pat. That's not a Crunk Gym style, that high volume. It's picking your spots and landing big shots.
Peter Quillin saying some words in there.
There is rarely a moment that Peter Quillin is not talking in or out of the ring.
I love it. I love Pete. He's a great guy, and that's one thing I always know about Pete. When you talk to him, it's gonna be an all-day conversation, not just a hey, goodbye. And he brought it to the ring with him tonight. There's more than one way to break down a fighter too. You can break him down with your hands, aggression, feints. Pete does it with his mouth.
And that bodacious left hook, which almost did serious damage.
Yeah, he's starting to close that gap a bit.
He is.
That's something I would do later on in the fight. I wouldn't do that, 3 rounds in. I wouldn't leave with a hook 3 rounds in. The reason why Chocolate can do it and it's effective is because he's longer. He's long. He can kind of leap in a little bit, and that hook gives him the length that he needs to connect with it, while also remaining, out of reach to get countered.
Yeah, the one thing that's helping Jay Leon Love is he has those long arms, so that's helping him a bit. But you're absolutely right. How tall he is really effective.
Yeah.
Stay focused. 3 in the bag already.
Jay Leon Love has faced 4 former title challengers. This is the first time he has been in with a former world champion. 7-fight win streak at age 30. This is his moment, and that has been his target for a while now, Peter Quillin. Fighting for the 23rd time here in New York.
See Quillin in there talking again. I think he's trying to get into Jay Leon Love's head.
Robert, who is the most vociferous opponent inside the ring you have faced?
To tell you the truth, I'm not sure. I'm so focused in there. Probably have to save my father, screaming from the corner. Because that his voice is just programmed in my head, and I can block out the whole crowd and just hear him.
Sean, what about you?
I can mimic that. My dad is probably the #1 guy. I can hear everybody, everything when I'm in the ring. You hear some funny stuff from time to time. Adrian Bronner was really boisterous prior to the fight. During and shortly after, he wasn't, but that's Adrian Bronner.
Yeah, there's always that one voice you hear out of the crowd, clear.
Big right hand and left hook right there for Peter Quillin. And again, I spoke on it a little bit earlier, the fight that we talked about with Sergey Lipnitz and Eric Bonet. Peter can do the same thing. Two punches, 2 big punches here and there. It doesn't have to be 5, 6, 7 at a time. It can be 1 or 2 here and there. And they're big enough punches to win you rounds, to break down your opponent, win the fight.
And he's been pretty flat-footed as well.
He's been flat-footed, and it doesn't matter. I love what I'm seeing from Pete right now. He's entertaining.
He's talking to Floyd right now.
He's always been entertaining. Let's hope he doesn't backfire on him.
Yeah, that's what happened when he fought Jacobs. was a bit being entertaining. Walked out with a big shot early in the fight.
He said his mind was a million miles from right before that fight, during it.
And you can tell that fight seemed to be 30 seconds long, if that. And just from the beginning of the fight, you can tell he wasn't in the right place. Here tonight, he came out using his jab, strong punches, looks comfortable in the ring, looks like he's in control for a bit of it. He's not allowing Jalen Love to use his jab, which is probably going to be his most effective punch throughout this fight. He's having fun with the corner, fun with Mayweather, fun with me, and he's winning rounds.
This is the Peter Quillin that fans fell in love with. They've been saying, "Where have you been?" And Peter Quillin.
He's been working his jab really good, hitting those movements, side to side.
Walks right over. He's talking to Floyd now. He was talking to him then. The fight within the fight.
Entertainment is what we're getting from Kid Chocolate right now. He's talking to the corner. He's talking to Mayweather. He's talking to Jay Leon. And not only that, he's hitting Jay Leon as well. I have him winning the fight.
So, Robert, what goes through the mind of Jay Leon Love when you're in the biggest fight of your life and the guy you're fighting, you really haven't been able to touch, and he seems more interested in Floyd Mayweather outside the ring than you?
You mean Quillin?
Yeah, but what is through the mind of Jay Leon Love that none of this is affecting Peter Quillin?
Just stay on your game plan. Keep working. Just keep doing what you do. When he gets distracted, take advantage of it. Start putting some pressure. Come in.
I got a feeling Kid Chocolate is in supreme condition tonight. He's throwing big punches. He's been consistent throughout this fight with his pressure, with his combination punching. And again, he looks extremely confident and focused.
It's a low shot. Shabani missed it.
You hit it right on. He looks very focused. His eyes wide open. Even though he's looking out to the corners and stuff. But when he engages, he's on his game.
Yeah, and you can see in his eyes, he wants to win. Not only that, for some reason, he wants to really hurt Jay Leon Love.
Both these men have fought. Gabe Rosado, the Quillin Rosado fight was a clinic in that left hook.
Unbelievable. And that's what we know him for. We know him to be a heavy-handed puncher.
This is Peter Quillin in the time machine right now.
He's got Jay Leon on the move. Jay Leon's got a punch. So how do you find, Robert, a space to create, like he's doing? He's creating a space, but then he doesn't have the offense. When they get close, either he's gun shy or Pete's throwing punches. How is he able to create that offense from his defense with his leg?
He got to work out the jab. Pick and poke. Top, bottom. Set it up. Change the speed on your jab, the direction. Throw some feints in there, here and there.
I agree, 100%. Now, how frustrating is it when you see someone not doing exactly what you know they should do, not only that can do.
Makes you want to jump in the ring.
Oh my God. we know Jay Leon has an arsenal, and it starts with his jab. He can go up, he can go down, he can throw it on the move, he can come forward with it, and we're not getting it right now. It's kind of frustrating to see. I'm sure Mayweather's a little frustrated at this point. Floyd, unlike us, was a very, very patient fighter. Sometimes it didn't come to him in the first round. Sometimes it would take 5 or 6 rounds. So he may not be frustrated so far with the performance of Jay Leon so far. But Jay Leon's got to get on that jab.
Right hook to the body from Quillin and the round. There's that left hook. He is hunting for it right now.
Well, the one thing Quillin's doing good is he's cutting that ring very, very well.
He's doing a lot of things good right now. Sean Porter, we talk about the power punching of Peter Quillin. We don't often talk about his rhythm, but he is imposing that here through 5 rounds.
Yeah, it's something we never really see from Pete. He's just more of a flat-footed fighter, but he's strong. You can counter that flat-footed style with great power and great power punching ability, and we see that so far. Not only that, we see Pete stalking. We see Pete taking the fight to Jay Leon, and he's doing everything he needs to do to win this fight.
Yeah, he's cutting the ring off very well.
you can see right now that that's what they knew they needed to be prepared for. I think Kid Chocolate, to this point in the fight, is more prepared for everything that Jay Leon has, and Jay Leon may not be as prepared for Kid Chocolate as he thought he was.
Peter Quillin's having a lot of fun in there with Jordan. I imagine his corner is not enjoying it as much.
It's almost like a glove.
That's right, Sean. You know, his trainer Sosa was saying, hey, you need to concentrate on this fight. Stay focused. Stop talking to Floyd. Stop looking out into the crowd. Stay focused on Jillian Lowe. And he's telling him he needs to go to the body, because if he goes to the body, the head will follow. Sean?
Easy for them to say. We're not the one having all the fun in there.
It's almost like gloves, you know, fighting almost type of a Mayweather fight. You know, moving, and trying to pick one last shot. But, you know, there's only one Mayweather in this world.
That's exactly right.
One Mayweather, and the difference is Jay Leon's not able to land anything.
It's a pretty short list of guys that can give away the first 3 rounds of a fight and still be in control of it.
Yeah. And not to say Jay Leon is trying to mimic Floyd right now, but more defense, less offense. When you use the offense has to count, and we haven't seen it count yet.
Yeah, you got to make those moves and make them pay.
Don't score points on defense.
He talked about making Kid Chocolate, Peter Quillin, a one-handed fighter and winning this fight with virtually no problem. Chocolate's using both hands.
And his mouth.
Yeah, and his mouth. He's got him up against the ropes. He's really in control, and I love what I'm seeing from Chocolate with only having one fight back from a two-year layoff.
Yeah, it seems like that year-and-a-half layoff really did him good.
Good timing right there with the counter right hand.
You know, he's doing a great job, you know, staying relaxed. As the fight goes on, he's more focused and more focused. I mean, you see less distraction from the sidelines. And, you know, he's in there just doing his job now, you know, stalking him, cutting the ring very well. You know, every time he finds his moment, he lands his shots.
Robert, do we make too much of layoffs for fighters, especially veteran fighters who I would imagine know their bodies more than we do?
Oh, yeah, you know, when you look at a guy like Quillin, you know, who's an older fighter, you know, been a champion, you know, he's on his way back, you know, he's had some ups and downs. You know, sometimes the layoff does him really good.
Good part about it is he's in control. When you're in control, you can set the pace. And that's what we're seeing right now.
Just one fight in the last 32 months, but Peter Quillin has looked as sharp as ever. Moved to Brooklyn at 18 years old to the former middleweight champion Peter Quillin. And Robert, how do you see this one? It feels like he's getting done what he wants to get done.
Yeah, Peter Quillin's doing a great job getting in there, stalking, you know, landing his shots at the right moments, landing big shots. Love's doing a great job moving, but not enough punching. He's not throwing. Every time he gets his opportunity, he ties up or he just keeps on the move. So I had the fight 6-1 for Quillin.
Sean, can judges be affected by the histrionics, by all the other stuff that goes on when a fighter he creates and projects that illusion, whether it's true or not, that I'm in such control of this fight that I can talk to people ringside and whatever? Can judges be human and be affected by that?
I think everyone can. You know, if it wasn't something that we could all see, then we wouldn't acknowledge it. You know, we all see it, so I'm sure the judges see it as well. But they also see that behind the blabber and the talking, there's punches. He's being aggressive and he's in control.
A nice body shot by Quillin.
Right there, we saw a double jab in the right hand from Jay Leon. I hope Jay Leon's in shape. If you're in shape, that's where you win the fight. The double jab in the right hand in the middle of the ring and turn. That's the only way he's going to be able to win this fight.
One and done.
Yeah, it's like Sean said, he needs to double it up. Throw that right hand right behind it and then move. Every time Quillin gets a chance, he lands some big combinations. You know, especially when he gets him on the ropes and he closes that gap. You know, he'll land a big combination, and Jay Leon Love will either tie up like that or move.
Jay Leon Love, just the one loss, that knockout from the uppercut from double tough Porky Medina. That was back in 2014. 7 straight wins since. He can earn himself a prime time major league opportunity if he can beat Peter Quillin.
I'm starting to see the jab a little bit more now. It's sharper, it's stronger. He's stepping into it now. Now he's stepping around. There you go. You got to step around, step into that jab, get Peter Quillin out of position, and then throw your shots. And then get back on your horse, on your bike, because he's coming for you.
Well, you know, a lot of times the game plans are is, you know, when you got good footwork and good boxing skills, you know, turn a guy, you know, they're off balance. But what Sosa did with Quillin is he worked on his footwork, you know, so he's able to track him down. He's able to put that pressure and cut the ring very well, where, you know, anytime Jalen Love makes a move, you know, he's right there in front of him.
Great placement right there. Great combination right there. Hook in the right hand that lands the chocolate. And to your point, that's great coaching. That's what great coaching is. Someone that can look at what you don't do well and make that better. Also looking at the fighter that you're going up against, what they do well and what you need to do in order to beat them. Pete with good feet tonight. He's not as flat-footed. He's able to come forward and get up on Jalen Love.
PBC on FS1 returns on the 24th. Look at this crowded welterweight division. Sergey Lipinets earlier tonight, another young prospect. How about Jamal James returning to his hometown of Minneapolis? Prelims begin at 6:30 Eastern, also on FS1. We're getting into dangerous territory for Jalen Love because, guys, if the judges see this the way we do, Jalen Love is going to need a knockout here in these final 3 rounds, or a knockdown at the very least, and he hasn't been close.
I think he needs a knockdown or a knockout.
Instead, it's Peter Quillin. The right hand started this. Now Peter Quillin trying to back home for that uppercut. Jalen Love surviving. Watch out for that left hook from Quillin. That's his go-to. Jalen Love not trying to get off the ropes.
That's exactly what Jalen Love needed to do, is tie up to break the action. You know, when you got somebody on a roll like that, you got to tie him up. And get back on that jab. Looks like Quillin's trying to seal the deal.
Jalen Love had so much confidence in his game plan from Theo Chambers. The problem is the game plan doesn't work when you're down 6-1.
Yeah, I was watching Sosa in the corner, and he was telling Kid Chocolate to double that hook. You know, bring it to the body, bring it to the head, and throw that right hand.
Miscommunication there. Jalen Love didn't realize they were being separated.
Didn't seem to phase Kid Chocolate when he was back on his game.
There was something that got inside Kid Chocolate. I don't know if it was camp. I don't know if it was today, yesterday. He's hungry.
Could have been that layoff and training back home, you know.
That's huge.
Wherever you're comfortable, wherever you can train the best and be able to focus, that's where you need to be.
It made a difference. It made a difference.
See Jalen Love coming back in Cusco a bit.
That's the second time, though, he's got caught for hitting on the break.
Told him he will take a point next time. Peter Quillin, back to the East Coast, back around his family. He's talked very publicly about how his family life was in jeopardy, his marriage was in jeopardy, being separated from his family, being across the country, and he needed to start over again.
Yeah, it's tough being away from your family. And, you know, it's tough on your family, it's tough on your wife, your kids.
I don't think Jalen wants to do this. This is what he needs to do. He needs to land a big punch and put Kid Chocolate on the canvas. But it's going to be very, very hard for him to do, and he might get caught if he tries to stand there and exchange the way he has been this round.
Peter Quillin didn't want to be a FaceTime dad anymore. Instead, this fight goes the way it's going. He's going to be a YouTube dad. He's going to have some highlights to show.
Yeah, it looks like Jalen Love does a lot better job coming forward and throwing punches. You know, when he starts putting his punches together, you know, he's doing a good job.
Next round of the fight. We're getting into desperation time now for Jalen Love. The message in the corner to Peter Quillin to start doubling up.
Yeah, that's what he did. You know, he doubled up, double right hands. You know, he mixed it up. Uppercuts, hooks, you know, firing away. You know, really put Jalen Love on the ropes, and You know, he took a variety of punches there.
Yeah, right there, he saw an opportunity to go after it. And that's what he did. That's what you're supposed to do as a fighter. You see an opportunity when you catch your guy with a big shot that you know puts a guy down, that big right hand, coming back with that hook, you keep going. You don't stop. You keep going, right, Robert?
Yep,
You
keep
don't
going.
stop.
Keep going till that referee stops you.
He knows the way this one's going. He knows.
I think Jay Leon Love needs a knockout to win this fight.
Neither one of these fighters has ever lost a decision.
The good news for Jay Leon, even though he can't hear us, unfortunately. Kid Chocolate's been on the canvas and he's even been knocked out. So it's possible. It's doable. Is it possible, doable for Jay Leon Love? Tonight, the way this fight has gone for him, long shot.
Jordan, we talked to Theo Chambers at length yesterday about Jay Leon staying aggressive. I imagine he's had to pick up on that a lot here in the late rounds. I'm sure that Jordan would agree.
Well, right now we need to see what we call a sense of urgency from Jay Leon Love.
So Kid Chocolate's looking to make his move, you know, land some big shots.
And even this right here, we can talk about this. Kid Chocolate isn't moving forward anymore. That changes the whole dynamic of the fight. Now Jay Leon's got to come forward. He's got to change his fighting style, and it may play into Kid Chocolate's hands.
Jordan, we were talking about the corner of Jay Leon Love and Theo Chambers saying, hey, time's running out.
Yeah, that's right. You know, his trainer was telling him, hey, when Quillin's throwing those punches, you can't just stand there and have your hands up. You got to let go, 1, 2, and roll out and bring it back to the center of the ring, because being on the ropes with Quillin is dangerous. So hopefully he'll bring it back to the center of the ring and we can get some more action. Sean?
Yeah, Jordan, that was that sequence early in round 8 in which Jay Leon Love was surviving, but he wasn't moving, and he was letting Peter Quillin just tee off in the corner.
Big right hand from Jay Leon right there.
Yeah, he's doing a lot better coming forward, you know, and working behind his jab and landing his combinations. You know, he needs to put more punches together, you know, behind his jab. Once he lands 1 or 2 jabs, he needs to fire away. You know, he can't sit and wait anymore. You know, he got a lot of ground to make. Well, he has no ground to make up. I think he needs a knockout to win this fight.
Jay Leon Love moved into the legendary Crump Gym.
All right, good job. Let's go.
Can't get much better tutelage than the legendary Emmanuel Stewart. And in and out of the ring, he was a role model. And Jay Leon Love used to bring him to Vegas for some of the big fights. So Jay Leon Love has been around it. He has been around the spotlight much of his life, certainly the second half of his life. This the biggest fight of his career, and he's running out of time against the former world champion.
That's probably the biggest difference. It's different between being around it and being in it. Right now he's in it. I don't think he expected Peter Quillin to get off to the fast start that he got off to, and he's seemingly, you know, falling down in the scorecard.
Next round.
If nothing changes, guys, I think we're certainly going to look back at that those first 2 or 3 rounds, just how impressive Peter Quillin was to make the difference.
Yeah, you got to come to the ring ready to fight. Not only that, we saw Peter Quillin had it. He was comfortable from the moment he entered the ring. Jay Leon was not. Probably got a little ruffled by the things that Peter was bringing to him, both with his hands and with his mouth. Then he got settled in. And you know, up until this point, he's down on his scorecard, so he needs a knockout to win.
He's doing a great job, picking his shots, you know, landing big punches, landing power shots. Jay Leon Love needs to really fire away. He needs to let everything go. You know, these last
All right, Robert, how do you see it through 9?
You know, Quillin's been in there putting a lot of pressure, throwing big shots, throwing big combinations. So I have it 9 rounds to 1, you know, 82-89 for Peter Quillin.
His job now is to not fall asleep. fact that Jay Leon is moving right now would suggest one or two things. Either he's trying to lure him in, or his corner thinks he's winning the fight. My guess is he's trying to lure him in.
I would say it has to be that.
But that can't last too long. You know, the clock's ticking. A minute's already almost gone. What are you going to do to win this fight?
Exactly. You got to get in there and land a big shot. You know, the only way you do that is by firing away and setting it up. You know, pull your punches together. Don't look for it, just let it fly.
Just full marks for Peter Quillin. Such a treat to see him back in performing at this level.
Let's go. Let's go.
He's doing a great job, you know, keeping his defense tight, putting that pressure, and it's been a consistent pressure also.
Very proud of his Cuban heritage. When this fight is over, he is going to travel to Cuba to see family, wants to become a dual citizen. Again, Jay Leon Love not listening to his corner. He wasn't trying to get out. He's just trying to duck the shots. He is out of time.
Peter Quillin's taking this one with a clean which is a good thing for him.
And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to, like we always say at least, report away. You end the fight the way you started it. So the way he's ending this fight is the way he started it.
Coming up next, Devin Alexander, who certainly wished he had done that his last time out against Victor Ortiz. It was obviously a horrible decision, but he blamed himself for not finishing strong the way Peter Quillin is finishing this fight.
Yeah, like my father always says, finish like a champion does.
Two former world champions, Devin Alexander and Andre Berto coming up in the main event. We're also going to see the 18-year-old phenom, Joey Spencer, coming up next.
Pete's going after Jay Leon Love, but Jay Leon has a belt. And that's what you want to see from a guy who's been on a 2-year layoff, only one fight in those last 2 years. He looks good, looks sharp, looks strong, looks focused, looks comfortable. Looks like he's going to win this, and something good should be in the future for him.
Just like his belt line says, animal status. And that's the way he's fighting.
Four former world champions on display tonight. The first, Sergey Lipinets, won his fight. The second, Peter Quillin, about 15 seconds away. All headed for Alexander Berto in the main event. If you forgot about Kid Chocolate, this is what he's about. A marvelous return to the high level.
And a great hook to end the fight.
Smiley face bandit. Yeah.
These two really had nothing but respect for each other. Through a 35-fight career, Peter Quillin has done nothing if not entertain us. And Sean Porter tonight, he entertained us from start to finish with his left hand, his right hand, and his mouth, none of which seemed to stop moving all night.
It was all chocolate all night. Right here, he's talking to Floyd. We see him comfortable in the 4th round even. 6th round. Landing big shots. Took the fights to Jay Leon the entire night. Round 8 was probably his biggest round. He landed a big right hand and left hook right there, and he said, I'm not stopping. And he went for it. He saw an opportunity to get Jay Leon out of there, and he went for it. He didn't get it, but he went for it. That's what you have to do to win fights.
And as you said, finish like you started.
And you got to finish like you start. The 10th round was like the 1st round for him. He came to this round prepared for this fight. He came to this fight prepared to win it. We saw it right here. He did a fantastic job tonight.
Ray Flores makes it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we can go to the scorecards. Here are your score totals. Judge at ringside, Glenn Feltman scores it 99-91. And Kevin Morgan and Steve Weisfeld see the contest the same, 98-92 for your winner by unanimous decision, Peter Kid Chocolate Quillin.
Over here.
Safe to say, Jay Leon Love was the only one surprised by that.
Yeah, did you see that?